Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and I'm with Eddie from Win and Win in Korea, and we're going to do a review on the new Win and Win. It's a black called
Hurricane C6.
Hurricane C6, which is a carbon riser, carbon nano limbs. So you'll see these limbs have got like carbon in it, which is what Win and Win use for their recurves.
Sure.
So this is top of the line carbon limbs. So most bow companies are using fiberglass, which are a much cheaper limb, and this is a high quality limb, high quality carbon riser, which is what Win and Win became famous with on their recurve bows. So they've adapted this for their compounds, and they've got lots of innovative ideas on this compound, which I haven't seen before. So some quick things about this bow: it shoots 320 feet per second. Tell me if I'm wrong with anything.
Sure.
Axcel,
31 inches long.
and it comes in a different model too, longer.
Sure.
34.
No, this is only 31 inches
Okay,
long.
so 31 inches.
Yes.
Axcel, 320 feet per second.
Yes.
The mass weight of the bow is very light, 3.5 pounds. So as far as lightest bows made that can draw 70 pound, what bows do it? The Stinger from PSE is about 3.5 pound bow. It's a cast riser. The other light bows on the market, the new Carbon Air from PSE, which is about 3.4. That's a $2,000 bow. So this is one of the lightest bows made full stop. And at its speed of 320, it's significantly faster than the other bows. Not as fast as the Carbon Air, but the Carbon Air is a $2,000 bow. This bow, price-wise, in America sells for about $1,200. So in Australia, like, it's only just new and I haven't priced it yet, but it's probably going to be around the $1,200 to $1,400, I'm guessing, without having priced it. But we're going to go through some features that is unique. So it's got a cable guard here, which is made out of carbon. And what Win and Win do here is they thin it down, so it moves in when you shoot, which is very similar technology you see on the PSEs, but this is a very nice cable guard, a nice roller system. So you have two rollers on the inside, two rollers on the cable guard, rotating modules for a draw length adjustment. The draw length can be adjusted from
25 up to 29.
Up to 29 inches. And this is new too. This is a movable, and we're going to zoom up on this as you shoot it, but as you pull this bow back, this moves, and the purpose of that is to keep your limbs and your wheels aligned.
Sure. Yes.
So you don't get any cam alignment. Now on these limbs, so a big factor for bows is cam leaning. PSE use different poundage limbs. Do Win and Win use different poundage limbs, or are they
exactly the same?
So exactly the same. And what they do with this cam system, this is called a
center sync cam.
So
yeah, CS cam.
So CS cam.
Right.
And what they do is the string is down the center, and there's a cable on this side and a cable on this side to balance the pressure to stop the cam lean.
Exactly.
So other cool features about this bow, besides the riser, I think it looks really nice. You got the string stop down the bottom, which is made out of carbon, and another string stop down here for the cable to make the bow quiet. Rotating modules up the top, and what's really nice about this, the modules there are they fit into like little holes. So when you adjust, it actually slots into a hole. So if a screw comes loose on some bows, the whole module moves. It can't happen with this because it actually slots into a slot here, which is pretty cool. And then they have draw stops up the top here. Now what the draw stop enables you to do is adjust your let off. So if you like a big let off, so let's say you're a hunter and you're sitting in a tree shooting, you might want 80% let off. So this enables you to adjust your let off here and down the bottom to do that. Or if you're a target archer and you want lower let off, so 50-60% let off because you want more back tension, you just adjust this here. It's very easy. I'm going to pass it over to Eddie. He's going to show you some of the cool features with this bow. It's got string stops here, and then we're going to shoot the bow. You can hear what it feels like to shoot and what it sounds like to shoot. And then we're just going to discuss some of the other win compounds in their range for 2016, because this has just been released. And there's a few other options, so we can go through that. So I'll pass it to Eddie and he can go through some of the options.
So as Steven said, we have like a special limb pocket system here. So I have long wrenches. So sometimes when you hunt outside, you do really need a bow press. But this limb pocket system really doesn't need any bow press, so you can just completely take it down, just turn around each.
So how many turns have you got?
Maximum it's 12 turns.
12 turns.
But you have to be careful, it's like 6 times each, otherwise the tension is going to be really hard.
Okay.
So
because if you did more on one, you're going to get weird angles occurring, so then
Sure.
you get the extra tension.
So as you can see here, limbs are getting really straight, really straight.
So like with PSEs, if you wind the bow down, there's still a lot of pre-tension on the limb, so you still can't work on that bow. With this, you wind it down the turns and the tension's coming off the limbs. So you can fit peep sights, you can change the strings. Very good for people in the country. I sell a lot of bows to guys in the country who are in the bush and they want to be able to work on the bow themselves. Otherwise, they've got to send the bow into me all the time to be worked on.
So here, you see, it's got rows.
Yep.
So we can just prop the rope or peep sight.
So here, like, it'd be very simple to part the string. It'd be easy to replace the strings. Like, there's no tension on this thing. So what's the poundage adjustment on this bow? So if I brought a 70-pound bow, what does it wind down to?
You can just drop down up to 70 pounds, up to 60 pounds.
So 10 pounds?
Yes, 10 pound drop.
And that's because if you drop too much poundage off, because obviously you can drop poundage off this bow, you're going to lose the efficiency in the bow because
Exactly.
the tension on the strings drops, so the bow's not going to shoot very well if you've got no tension on the strings and cables. So Win's recommending 10 pounds worth of adjustment, but you've got this ability that you can work on the bow yourself,
Yes.
which is pretty good. You know, of bows, how many bows can you work on yourself that are made today on the market? Limb Saver you can, and that's got a completely different system. It's very unique, but this is probably the only bow I can think of that you can work on the bow yourself without a bow press. Most bows you need special bow presses. You might get away with a Bowmaster bow press in some cases, but generally it's a bit, you generally don't want to work on a bow yourself without a proper $1,000 bow press. So the Win line, now does this occur with all Win bows, or is just this model in particular?
So this is just this model as well as Dragonfly 40 inches long.
Okay, so if it's got this limb system here, where you've got the bolt across the top, you've got the ability to work on the bow yourself. So if it's got this limb pocket with the quad limbs, you can work on the bow yourself, because they also do a solid limb bow. You can't wind that bow down like you can with this bow. Okay, so the grip is really comfortable. It's a very standard grip. It's comfortable in your hand to shoot. The balance of the bow, now we've got a Limb Saver stabilizer fitted to it. I'm just going to take this off so you can see what sort of balance the bow's got. Now the bow itself, 320 feet per second is not fast. There'll be many bows which shoot 370 or 350. 350 is for a top of the line bow is common, but 320, many bows shoot 320 for hunting. Elites generally shoot around 320s. A lot of your Hoyts shoot 320s. And what you're going to find here is a smoother draw cycle. So it's actually going to be easy for you to draw a higher poundage back with the slower speed. And we're going to draw that and sort of test that out. So without a stabilizer, the balance to the side is perfect. Like, the bow's not moving my hand. It doesn't want to move left to right. It's got perfect balance. Feels really, really comfortable in my hand. So I'm going to put back on the stabilizer. Not that I need it. And this looks cool. This is a Limb Saver stabilizer, and it's got the nice carbon finish to it. I'm not pushing Limb Saver here. It's a product I sell. But the bow's also got that same carbon finish, so it matches the product really nicely. So if you've got if you're fitting accessories to this bow, the carbon finish is nice. Now these holes here, I assume, are for a two-piece quiver. So if you've got a quiver that goes through this system here that will obviously fit on, or you're going to fit a one-piece quiver to this bow. And this bow comes in camo or the carbon finish. I like the carbon finish, and if I was going to buy a carbon bow, I'd like to see the carbon finish on it, so I don't think I'd be buying this in camo, but it's up to you. I really like the carbon. I like the carbon on the cable stops. It's a nice bow. So we're going to draw this bow back. Now I don't have a sight on the bow, so don't expect me to hit the target. Well, I mean, I'll hit the target, but with no accuracy. So I'm just going to draw this bow back for the first time so you can see what it feels like. So I'm drawing. It's peaking about here. Peaking. Now I'm getting a valley here. I'm getting a big valley. Now this is set up. Now that's fully drawn back. Now I'm going to draw back as hard as I can. I'm not getting any movement at all on this bow. So there's no limb stops on this bow, and Jinnie said next year they're looking at fitting limb stops to it, but I'm not getting any movement with it at all. So a lot of bows, you get, as you draw it back, you draw it back and it's spongy on the wall. This feels really solid. The draw is silky smooth, and that's because it's not fast. So if you look at the cams, they're big round wheels, so you don't have the lump of the valley that you do on many bows, especially the ones which are really high speed. So with many high speed bows, as you draw it back, if you let off your tension a little bit, it wants to rip out of your hand. It's not like the case with this. This is like a target bow to shoot. So it's like a target bow that's designed for hunting. So we're just going to draw this back. It's very easy to draw. There's no lumps. It's just comfortable. Now I'm going to let this down a little bit. There's a peak, there's a valley. Now before, when Eddie set this bow up for me, he had a massive valley on it, and we've set this to reduce the let off. So here we've set the draw length here on number 11, and you'll see the draw length setting here is number 10. So what he's done is reduced the valley, so it's probably a 65% let off. By setting this draw length back to the draw stop back to 11, you'll get an 80% let off. So we're just going to shoot this. So I really like the draw cycle. As far as draw cycles are concerned, it's probably one of the best draw cycles I've had of all bows, because I don't really feel the valley. I don't feel the, it doesn't peak, and when you come over the peak and hit the valley, it's very smooth. So I'm not going to hurt my shoulders. A lot of people who shoot 70 pounds hurt themselves because the bow is very fast and it tends to hurt their shoulders, and they get shoulder injuries. You're not going to get shoulder injuries with this bow. And elite bows follow that methodology, that the bow should be smooth and very easy to shoot, and that's what Win and Win have adopted with this bow. So they've opted for a bow that's very shootable. So the grip's comfortable, the bow's extremely light. I draw back, it's very comfortable back here, and I can hold a conversation and shoot. We're going to take this shot. Very little movement, shock in the hand at all. So there's no, the bow doesn't jump out, there's no vibration with it at all. It's very, very comfortable to shoot. I'm just going to grab another shot. It's very nice. If you can get to shoot one, it's well worth shooting it. I always recommend to, shoot bows before you buy them. This is like really comfortable, and if you're gonna, this would be suitable for a beginner. So if you're a beginner with lots of money, this would be great, because it's very easy to shoot. With a bow like a full throttle, which is 370 feet per second, I don't recommend those for hunters or for beginners because they're hard to shoot. This is easy, very light. So I draw that back. I'm aiming it up. It's just nice. Like, it's a very, very comfortable bow. Now the competitors for this bow are in price point, because I generally compare competitors. I don't know the exact price on this bow, but I know what it sells for in America. This bow is aimed at the top of the line market. So we're going to compare it against the PSE Decrees, we're going to compare it against the top of the line Elites, we're going to compare against Hoyt Carbon Spiders. Now what Win and Win will say, this is a carbon riser. There is no cheaper carbon riser on the market than this. So the quality is good. They've got carbon limbs, which other people don't have. So other carbon risers in the market don't have carbon limbs. They have fiberglass limbs or laminated limbs. The cam system is good and unique. Cable guard system is very unique. So even though it's expensive, it's still cheap for what it is, because it's a carbon riser which is very, very light. So for hunters, if you're an Australian hunter and you're walking around the bush all day, nice light bow to carry, which is pretty good. Like the Carbon Spider, I'm going to guess 3.9 pounds in mass weight. This bow's lighter. The PSC new Carbon Air is lighter than this, but it's also twice the price. And quite a different bow. It's a harder bow to shoot, and I haven't shot it yet, but it's a faster bow, so harder to shoot, so not comfortable. Now if you're a hunter, you're generally going to make most of your shots in 30 meters, 40 meters, and even back to 50 meters. You're going to shoot fine with this. So speed is a factor because it enables you to shoot lower poundage with more hitting power, but this is going to be easy to draw. So with a decree at 50 pounds, this is probably going to be equivalent to a 60-pound bow to draw. So to me, this is really nice. I mean, would I buy one? Absolutely. Now Win & Win is giving a lifetime warranty on the handle, lifetime warranty on the cams, and a 3-year warranty on the limbs. So these are carbon limbs. Strings, I assume no one gives any warranty on strings, so I'm going to assume you don't give warranty on strings. No one gives warranty on strings, and the reason no one gives warranty on strings is because it depends on how often you shoot, how many arrows you shoot. You can nick the string. So no one in the industry, no company gives warranty on strings. So Win & Win's the same on that. It's got the silencers here on the side of the riser. I don't know if these add a lot to the bow, but there's no shock and vibration when you shoot this bow. Now I'm just going to get Eddie back in the picture, and we're going to go through the other bows in their lineup. We don't have them here, but you also make this same bow with a machined riser.
Sure.
That's called
Dragonfly.
So the Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane.
Hurricane, and
Just the Hurricane.
Hurricane. So this is called the Hurricane C6, which is for carbon.
Yes.
And the other one's a Hurricane with a machine riser, same limbs, same cams, but the weight goes from 3.5 to 4.5.
85.
4.85.
4.85.
So you're going to get this bow with a machined riser, you're going to add over a pound in mass weight. You're still going to feel the same to shoot, and you're going to pay almost twice the price for a carbon riser over the machine riser. So that gets back to you, the archer, whether you can afford the carbon. I like the carbon, and for me, I tend to keep my bows, so I definitely go for the carbon over the machined riser. There's no shock or vibration, so really, really nice bow to shoot. Now you've got some other bows in your lineup for 2016. You've got carbon risers. Is there 2 other carbon riser bows in your lineup?
Sure, Shadow, 32 and 34 inches.
Yep. And they are similar sort of price to this bow?
A bit less.
Okay, so it's slightly under, more aimed at the target archery. Different riser, it's not as aggressive here.
Not really parallel type.
So yeah, more so target orientated. And when they come in, we're going to do a review on those bows. But the Dragonfly from Win & Win, I mean, check it out. I think it's a great bow. I think the finish of this bow, and like if you've seen the Win & Win recurves, they are top of the line. They are spectacularly finished product, and this is the same. I think they're black and yellow here. It's all beautiful, and Win & Win produce high quality products. So if you're looking for top of the line stuff, check it out. Very adjustable and nice product to shoot. So and if you're in America, they're obviously in America because most of my people watch from America, but check it out. It's a really nice product to shoot. So I'm Stephen Han.
I'm Eddie from Win & Win.
Check it out. Win & Win, Win & Win Hurricane, and you've already seen the Dragonfly, which is an awesome bow for target shooting. And Eddie tells me that a person from Paralympics just won gold.
Yes.
With the Dragonfly, so they're already having success with the Dragonfly, and sales of the Dragonfly have been good. really good in the first week. So I think they're doing good stuff. So yep, thanks for watching, and yeah, check it out. Stephen Hand, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.